So now, next up, we have Anthony White. He's head of UK Publisher Development at Pasendo, and he's talking up close and personal, cutting through the noise with email marketing. Email marketing is obviously one of the most effective marketing techniques, and often I think it's just forgotten. So let's hear, Anthony, from you. Over to you.
Hi guys, thank you very much for the intro. As you've just heard, my name is Anthony White. I'm the head of UK Publisher Development at Pasendo, and I'm going to be spending the next 5 minutes talking about getting up close and very personal, how in-email marketing and email newsletters can help cut through all the noise. Email has always been a hugely important marketing channel, and as you can see from this slide, it's got even stronger in lockdown. According to HubSpot, 44% more email is being sent since lockdown began, and actual engagement rates with email, as measured by email click-through rates, went through the roof in March. But email is obviously not the only channel which saw a spike earlier this year. So why should we pay particular attention to this channel? And why do we think it's a channel which is only going to get stronger? Well, we live in an economy which is driven by email. Email is the largest digital channel in the world with 3.8 billion users currently. And to put that into context, email is 45% bigger than Facebook, and it's still growing. Email is continually adopted by new generations and is the preferred business channel for almost 3/4 of millennials. As a consumer, you have to have an email address to do anything of value online. People have long since stopped having different usernames for each different app or store. Your email address is basically your default online identifier. And email's value is only going to increase. As an opt-in channel which is not owned by a single company and does not use third-party cookies, it is perfectly designed for the first-party, open, privacy-safe future our industry is embracing. But at its core, email helps businesses build direct relationships with consumers and allows consumers to engage with the brands and content they are most interested in. And with many businesses currently unable to open either at all, or at least to operate normally, COVID has made building direct relationships and driving engagement between businesses and consumers far more challenging. It's not easy for a business to stay front of mind when their customers are stuck at home. And equally, it's not easy for customers to stay in touch with brands and businesses they have little or no physical contact with. However, in the face of this challenge, consumers, brands, and publishers are increasingly turning to email newsletters. The World Advertising Network noted that 55% of the publishers it surveyed earlier this year have launched new newsletter products since March. As an extreme example, US Today has launched 30 newsletters devoted entirely to COVID content. But it's not just COVID which is driving this. The Telegraph has been investing in its newsletter program for some years and now boasts over 50 regular newsletters. The FT has a similar number, and these publishers are not alone. So why are people flocking to a channel which is almost 50 years old? And how are newsletters playing such a central role for publishers, brands, and consumers? Well, in the absence of physical contact, email newsletters are great at driving engagement. For consumers, newsletters enable them to ensure they continue to receive the content and information they are most interested in from the sources they trust. For publishers, as a push channel, newsletters mean publishers can go to their consumers rather than waiting for their consumers to come to them. Publishers are using newsletters to actively showcase content in order to keep their brands front of mind, strengthen loyalty, and drive traffic, but also to help diversify revenues by using newsletters to grow subscriptions, e-commerce, events, and advertising, all with the benefits of one-to-one targeting, but in an entirely data-secure way. For brands, publishers' newsletters provide an opportunity to market their own goods and services within email, but within email other people are sending, in addition to their own direct email marketing efforts. In-email advertising inventory is extremely high quality, uncluttered, highly engaged, human, and responsive. And from a data privacy and perspective, consumers trust email as it's a channel they control. Consumers choose what content they opt in to receive. There is a clear value exchange with the publisher. And whilst publishers choose what and when to send, the control lives with the consumer. They decide whether or not to open. And if they get fed up, they can unsubscribe. It is a mutually very respectful channel with consumers very much at the centre. So these are some of the reasons why we at Pasendo believe email newsletters are going from strength to strength and why they will continue to grow in importance for publishers, consumers, and brands. At Passendo, we live and breathe email newsletters and help publishers and brands optimize the commercial value they can get from this channel. We'd love to continue the conversation after this event, so if you are a publisher or brand and would like to see whether you could be doing more with email newsletters, please feel free to reach out. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Great presentation. I'm going to pick one question now, so we're ahead of time, and it's from Paul. Paul asks, what do you think of the trend for premium newsletters, as in soulless newsletters you sign up to and pay for?
I think they're a very viable thing for both consumers and the people writing them. An awful lot of journalists are creating their own paid-for model as a way of earning money outside of straight journalism. I think publishers are also using the journalists to sort of create brands in their own right, to create content around specific areas that particular journalist has interest in. So yeah, I think it's an entirely viable model, and I think we'll be seeing an awful lot more of it in months to come.
Excellent, totally agree. Thanks so much for your time. Great talk.